We got diagnosed in September of last year. We didn't have surgeries until March of this year, beginning of March. He has been through 7 different surgeries. He's had 2 of them were with the Chiari, and then the other 5 were for hydrocephalus, which is what he developed after having the Chiari decompression surgery. I hope to accomplish to help just get more awareness out there, let everybody know that they're not alone and they don't have to fight the fight alone.
I'm here for the Conquer Chiari Walk Across America fundraiser to help raise awareness and funds to conquer Chiari, a neurological disorder that for the most part is a congenital birth defect, meaning that you're born with this. It's something that can appear even in infancy, or something that can appear somewhere throughout your lifespan. It's a mystery for the most part to those researchers.
I'm 58 years old. I've been had Chiari since they diagnosed me when I was 17. It was in 1974. And I had surgery which helped me for many, many years. But over the years, things come back and got bad again. The condition that I've got I'm pretty severe. Anytime you have a condition with your like this, it kind of it don't go away. They can do the surgeries, they've done them on me, and it helped me for many years. But now it's back again, and I'm not doing as good as I want to. But I've had 5 surgeries the last several years. They've kept me walking, but I have a hard time with my legs. They ache a lot. Still have a lot of headaches and a lot of pressure back in the back of my head.
Conquer Chiari walks across America. We've raised enough funds to actually establish a research center, and they're completely dedicated to finding the cause and a cure. Right now, the only absolute treatment for Chiari is a surgery where they open up the back of the skull, they remove part of your bone. They usually open up the lining around the brain, which this lining is called the dura, and it goes around the brain and around the spinal cord. It's one continuous lining. And they open that up and usually put a patch on it to make it bigger.
But we've had this walk now, I guess, about 8 years or so. And I've seen, I never did know of this condition at all, but since we've had this walk, I've met a lot of kids. And that's one of my biggest concerns is the kids, because I always had it when I was a kid. I always had problems. I played like a normal kid, but I just had a lot of issues. And I always thought they was just normal, I mean, all kids had it, but apparently not, or well, in my case it wasn't. But it got more severe when I was 14. Like I say, I had the surgery when I was 17. They finally found it. Of course, back then we didn't have no MRIs. Now we got MRIs, and this still has a tendency to be overlooked even with an MRI. When they see Chiari, they don't think of it being an issue.
What happens in Chiari is that there are tonsils, similar to the tonsils at the back of your throat, but they're not those tonsils. They're in the back of the brain. You have kind of two brains, the primary brain and then something called the cerebellum, which sits separate underneath that brain. And it's on that cerebellum that these two tonsils get pushed down into the opening where your primary brain becomes the brainstem and then your spinal cord. Those tonsils get crowded into that brainstem spinal cord entrance. And that entrance isn't made for any spare room. And so that crowding not only hurts your brain, but it hurts also all of your entrance for your nerve pathways. And that's why you can have such a wide presentation of symptoms like stomach problems or swallowing problems or eye, hearing, headaches, muscle problems, feeling problems, walking problems. It's almost anything related to your body that you could have symptom-wise. And so it's hard to relate those things all coming to one central issue.
But if they seen a lot of people like we see here every year just in this tri-state area, you'll find out it's more people have it than not. They're just not diagnosed with it. The diagnosis, they have to find it with the MRI, and then with the brain herniates out of that skull there, and in my case I had spinal fluid blocked, and I had the whole 9 yards of it, but I had to finally go from here up to New York to get it done, and the guys up in New York done it. And they said if I hadn't done it, I probably would have been paralyzed within a year.
You could have a number of other issues along with the Chiari, making your condition even more complicated. And so Conquer Chiari is an effort to diagnose Chiari faster, because many patients go years without a diagnosis. You end up feeling like you're lost and nobody cares. And that's a real issue when you're dealing with chronic pain that can't be controlled, you can't escape from it, you can't sleep, you get depressed, your family falls apart, you're not working, finances are crumbling, bills are mounting. Suicide is a real risk. Right now, the research needs to find out why people get Chiari. Why do some people have the tonsils descended, but they don't have any issues? There's a whole bunch of people who have that without symptoms. Yet there are people who have that and have debilitating symptoms. So why is that? That's one of the things they're trying to figure out. 2, why do you have this birth defect and all of a sudden your symptoms come on and you can't get them to turn off? What triggers that? Thirdly, why do some people get better with surgery and others don't? Or some people get better and then suddenly their symptoms reappear some years down the road. Why is that? So they need to find out those things before they can really move forward in getting this fixed. And right now it's just a real mystery to those researchers. But that is what they're working on. Those key components need to be figured out.
I'm here to see other people that have this condition, speak with them, and let them know that, there's more people than them. And I really would like to see the medical people address this a little more than what they do with people, because they seem to kind of be laxed on it a little bit. To me, if your brain's herniating out of your skull is there to protect your brain, and you've got some of it hanging down, you've got to have a little bit of issue there, I would think. My problem, I have a lot of balance problems, my legs are weak, and I have a lot of neck pain, and a lot of headaches, not near the headaches I used to have, but I still have them.
The purpose for this event is primarily to raise money. Like all of us, all of the Chiari patients here, have tried to raise money as sponsors for this walk, even though the walk isn't really like, you're going to accomplish a real walk. It's more to try to raise awareness that, as this event, you're going to talk about it to people more, and then try to raise funds.
Today I'm just here hoping that, if I see new people, I can kind of tell them, and I always like to tell them, even though they have it, they don't think of me, you'll be like I am in many years, because my case is quite severe, and I hope that the parents of the kids, they need to understand that this is, it is something that needs addressed on a child, because I think the earlier you can catch this on a child, the better off that you are. You may not have as many problems when you get older.
I've raised myself, I think about $800. So I feel glad about that. And then personally today, I just want to fellowship with my friends.
Hi, camera. Oh.